In this guide, we'll be running through how to get the Ny'alothan Shadow Worm, which is a new mount coming to the horrific visions that are returning, and for this we need to complete both Ogrimmar and Stormwind with 8 masks active and doing every single objective. Now currently on the PTR this is cheesable, and the way you cheese this is by putting 8 masks on, but just heading straight to the last boss. So for Ogrimmar that would be Thrall, and for Stormwind that would be Illyria, and you'll just kill them and you do get credit towards the achievement. But they'll most likely fix that before launch, so just keep that in mind if you try to do the cheese method. In terms of doing it properly though, let's talk about how we get all of the masks first, because that is going to be the first criteria. The first base mask that we need to unlock most of the other masks is going to come from just completing all of the objectives in one run. So you'll go into a run, you'll clear the 4 wings, and then you'll kill the last boss, and in the cache at the end should be your first mask. The next 4 masks to talk about are going to come from doing certain objectives with the first mask active. So for example, if we do Stormwind, we're going to Old Town, we're going to clear out Old Town and then kill the last boss, and inside the cache at the end we'll find the Mask of Pain. If we do the Mage Quarter and then kill the last boss and finish the vision, then we'll get the Mask of Dark Imagination. On the Ogrimmar side, if we do Valley of Wisdom and then finish the vision, we'll get ourselves the Mask of the Burned Bridge, and then if we do Valley of Honor, finish the vision, we'll get ourselves a Mask of the Daredevil. So that is going to be 5 of the masks that we need, then we only have to pick up 3 more. The 6th mask is going to be Mask of Multitudes, and I got this by having 3 masks active and killing every single mob within each of these sub areas. So I'm not 100% sure if genociding the vision is required, but that's what I did, but it may just be that you need to do all of the objectives with 3 masks active and killing every mob isn't required. But if you don't get it by clearing the 4 objectives and the last boss with 3 masks active, then it may be that you do need to clear out all the trash mobs in each section as well. The next mask up is going to be Mask of Vengeance, and for this it's pretty simple. We just need to have a mask active, go into Stormwind when that's active as well, and once you're finished with Old Town, as you're heading towards the trade district, there's going to be the canal. We're going to head down the canal and follow it around, and you should see a pack of mobs at the very end, and they're kind of surrounding this wooden pole. We're going to clear out the mobs, and then we're going to click on the mask and loot it, and that is that Mask of Vengeance obtained. The final mask for us to obtain will be the Mask of the Nemesis, and for this we need both Stormwind and Ogrimmar. We're going to put 1 mask on and we're going to go into Ogrimmar. We're going to head to the inn that's right next to the auction house in the first section, and inside the inn on the right side table there should be an axe that you can interact with, and this will spawn Gammon. We're going to kill Gammon and you'll loot one of the Nemesis shards. The next Nemesis shard we need is from Hogger, and to get that we need to go towards the Mage Quarter, but before we go inside it, on the right hand side should be a wanted poster on the wall. We're going to click and interact with that. That will spawn Hogger, kill Hogger, and we'll get the second Nemesis shard. Now click your Nemesis shard and it will combine them together, and you'll now have the Mask of the Nemesis. With that done, we now have the base criteria to be able to get this mount done, and from here is the tricky part. If you do need to fully clear the vision with 8 masks active, then it is going to be quite a challenge, because you're going to have all of the affixes, the mobs are going to be buffed by 200%, and things are just going to hurt and be kind of rough in general. So to make things as easy as possible for you, I definitely would recommend maxing out your tree that will be kind of time gated on, but you'll progressively unlock it, you'll get some damage, you'll get sanity reduction, you'll get the extra life. All of that is going to be quite important for this. There's also going to be the progression bars that we can fill up. They're going to give us things like movement speed, haste, damage, sanity back, which is going to be quite important as well. So those are worth maxing out before you give this a go if you want to increase your chances of success. And the way you max these out is from doing various things. For example, just killing mobs will give you progression towards one of them, killing the bosses will give you progression towards another, and killing the elites will give you progression towards the other one. The potion one isn't too important to us because all that's going to do is give us extra currency, so unless you're struggling for currency for whatever reason, we don't need to worry too much about maxing that one out. However, the potions inside the visions can be helpful to you as well. First of all, when you enter the vision, either if you're in Stormwind, it'll be straight ahead, there'll be kind of a note and a bottle on the floor, or if you're in Ogrimmar, it'll be the building next to kind of the blacksmith building, see a bottle and a note on the floor once again, and this will tell us which potion is the bad potion. This allows us to figure out which potions are now neutral and which one will give us sanity back as well, and there'll be a list on the screen now showing you which ones are which. And this is helpful because we can make use of the potions to give us some various buffs, but we can also use them to get sanity back if things are looking a little bit rough. So definitely keep an eye on the ones that are good for you and that give you sanity back. Make a note of where they are if you don't need them currently, and then you can always run back and grab them a bit later on. Also, don't forget to bring yourself some buffs, know, flask is going to help, pots, health pots especially going to help. If you don't have bloodlust on your spec, then bring some drums as well, as these things are really going to help increase your chances of success. A few other tips I've got for you as well is, first of all, keep an eye on when the nemesis will spawn. You'll see a counter on the top of your screen saying in 3 mobs it'll spawn, or in 1 mob it'll spawn, and if you go into a pretty dangerous pack that has a lot of enemies and your nemesis is just about to spawn, that could be lethal. So what I'd recommend doing is, if it is going to spawn, go somewhere else and find another pack or another mob where you can force it to spawn, get the nemesis done, and then go towards that scary pack, because the last thing you want is killing a big pack that has like 10 mobs in it, and now you've got a 10 stack bolstered nemesis that's probably going to kill you quite quickly. Next up is to probably turn off Soridormi. Currently on the PTR, she's not very helpful. She doesn't bring enough to the table for how much the mobs get buffed for her presence. They have about double HP when she's with you, and she doesn't do enough really to warrant that. So I definitely recommend skipping her if you are able to. The only thing that she does that is nice is, if she's alive and you die, she will resurrect you using one of your orb charges. So that is nice. But everything else she does just isn't really worth it. Another tip as well is to use one of your charges on the bosses. If you find a boss that's especially difficult for you, then it's going to be giving you sanity back and healing you. Ideally, you want to have like 2 charges left for the very final boss, because the boss buffed with all the 4 objectives plus all the masks is going to be quite difficult. So being able to throw down multiple charges during that fight to keep yourself nice and healthy, your sanity up, stuff like that is going to be quite important. But if you need one for one of the sub bosses for whatever reason, then definitely throw it down on the fight and get yourself that buff. Final tip is, once you've got all your perks and stuff, then take things slow. Your sanity drain isn't that much of a timer as you think it is. You're going to be able to get plenty of sanity back from killing the nemesis, from killing the elite. All that kind of stuff is going to give you a good chunk of sanity back, and you're going to have the potions as well, giving you a little top up here and there too. So if there are any of the bosses that you particularly struggle with, then just wait a little bit, wait for cooldowns to come back, and then go into the fight and do it that way. There's no point in going into it with half your cooldowns up or no cooldowns, and you end up just dying because that's the run over. It's better to take a minute to wait for cooldowns, and then you'll get that sanity back anyway in other means. So hopefully this guide helps you out, and if you do give this a shot and you end up failing or struggling, then don't get disheartened, because this is quite a difficult challenge. The masks buffed the mobs a lot. They had a lot of complications and extra things to worry about, so they're going to be quite stressful at times. But just take your time, breathe, think about the mechanics that are about to happen, and I believe you can get through it. Now, I'm not too sure how easy or difficult this will be with multiple players, because I was doing this on the PTR, but it may even be that going in with a full group, a tank, a healer, 3 DPS, ends up making this a lot easier as well. So that may be an option down the line also. Either way though, look out for more guides coming soon. Hopefully this one was helpful. If it was, throw us a subscribe, as we're very close to 1,000 subscribers, which will help us get monetized, meaning we can put more time into making guides. Outside of that, thanks for watching. See ya.